But for you lads who are already busy talking about how you want to change the game and have different starts and use different mods, you clearly must be quite a lot further on than where I am, because I'm still working on my first time completing the game. I still feel like I haven't experienced everything that the game has to offer yet. Considering I've played just over 1600 hours now, it shows you how little I've accomplished in that time. I keep restarting and rethinking the leveling strategies and things I want to do. You haven't completed it yet? Well, maybe focus on that first. Just run forward at these nerds. These are pretty low level zombies.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
I think here it's probably worth getting a spear wall down. Cilia Sodus. Well, small little tweaks like that, yeah, I think pretty obviously don't change the game that much, but it's like a little voice pack mod almost in XCOM. Nice. Yeah. I've still never seen or found the Lerock. But we'll get there. This is certainly the right campaign for me to do so. I think I'm deep enough into the campaign to pull that off. He killed the madman. I haven't even heard of the madman. I'm assuming that's one of the legendary locations, and then you gotta. Oh, no, isn't it? It's like a quest line, isn't it? The Lerock. You gotta do a few battles or something. I don't think I have found the legendary location for Lerock. No. And Darion. Double legendary flail. That little flail just proves that just because an item's legendary doesn't mean it's that great. I suppose flails aren't that great to begin with. I still got lots to do. I still need to do Sea of Tents, Goblin City. I need to do Orc Fortress, all of it. Black Monolith. Haven't assembled the legendary sword yet. I've got lots I can still do. Chris Oakenshield is now pretty much online. An 84 ranged with confident at level 9 is not bad for a gravedigger. Yeah, I'd agree. No spoilers for me either, please. I'll do something about this fatigue situation here, but I mean, I knew that was going to happen when I decided to make a retired soldier a torturer. Grave Digger event. I've had the Grave Robber event. I've had the Grave Robber event where he gets, what's it, like, chased out of town for supposedly, well, for being a grave robber. The Grave Digger event I don't think I have. Oh, good hit. These throwing weapons are fucking amazing. Look at the damage Lord Nasty is doing. So this is without Executioner. How much damage did he do there? 95, 109 damage. And presumably the heavy Barbarian Javelin will give us even higher numbers. The Historian can actually be great as a support class, but I can't get a Historian with this background though. Peasant Militia background. I've always liked the Historian, it gives so many good events. Well fought, boys. Surprisingly low amount of XP, but I suppose my guys are decent XP level and there are 16 of them. Still, a good, comparatively low-risk fight. What I want to see. Got to be recover, surely. I mean, 16 and 8, 24 is. I mean, it's normally crazy to take Brawny on a low light armor wearing brother, but you know, this retired soldier has such fucking terrible fatigue. We could go gifted and then just chuck it into fatigue. In recover, he could then basically have to recover every second turn. Good. Onward. Let's see. So loads more undead, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for an orc camp. Orc or greenskin camp. It'll probably be like a goblin fortification, which is probably going to be very challenging for us right now. I'm prepared to spend a good old time trying to find this place because we know that there's a legendary item in there of some description. It's like it says east of Rheinbrook. It could be anywhere here. We've searched down there. I think that's probably the most likely. Let's loop around these mountains here. I mean, it's our last fight before we have to head back. Many Necro Savants. Not right now. No thanks. We'll have to loop back here and then head back. Oh well, that'll be it then. Excalibur Turum. 53% chance. Some Orc Young, 1 Berserker, 14 Warriors, and a Warlord. I would need a full group of level 11s for that. Like, once David Ironheart is fully leveled, but you see that there's a lot of warriors, but with these 2 Warhammers, especially this one, I mean, I pretty much one-shot an Orc Warrior's armor with this thing. 218 to 305 damage to armor. So we can't do that yet. But that is definitely doable. I'd be more worried about the Necro Savants, honestly. So much of my power is in ranged fighters, and of course your ranged guys are just a liability against the Necro Savants. Oh, don't say shit like that. That's the kind of thing that could be modded in though. Oil bombs. But I would want that just so I could basically think of it as the holy hand grenade of Antioch. I hate to spend 280 on tools, but we are never going to get tools otherwise. Patrol, perfect. It will be good against spiders, but I don't have any issues with spiders either. Ooh, nice. Let's go fight some mercenaries. So these lads have probably been hired by our enemies to take us down. Get the best lads in. And not the ninja, the shield breaker and shield breaker I need. Where is my bannerman? There he is. Well, for me, I'm actually at the point already where the only armor I'd be interested in is more scale armor or noble mail if they have it. Heavy armor, we only have 2 guys who are even able to use heavy armor because of their fatigue, and I've already got a pretty damn nice coat of plates there. And this legendary armor, which I haven't repaired up yet. That's pretty damn sick armor as well. It's funny, since the change was made where quick hands no longer applies to shields, it completely changed the way you have to play the game, and I think for the better. It disadvantages me because I was so dependent on it, but it's overall for the better. Need to buy some nets. Eric the Red should get in here. Who do we leave out? There's a level 9 there. 10, 9. David Ironheart, arguably. Yep, we're going to running from us. Yes! There's probably only 7 mercenaries, or 8 mercenaries, 1 dog. And their icon doesn't look too scary, so they shouldn't be too bad. The 2 master archers, though, is unfortunate. Kind of means I have to charge them, which is not ideal. This is Lord Nasty. What do I do with the front line lads? 1, 2, 3, 4. Get straight in there, I suppose. Actually want to try to sneak George Warhammer around to get a dog onto those archers. What's up, MJP? You lads him into contact. Not too scared of these weapons. Probably should be, but oh well. Oh, for fuck's sake. What was that hit chance? 28% and he hit. That dude's a key enemy we gotta get down. Fucking the amount of overwhelm is always so irritating in these types of fights. Good. 48. Not surprising. That would be hard to hit. I mean, he's just going to footwork away, but we can try. Ah, come on, boys. Fuck, these guys are hard to hit. Cheer. 266 is missed. That's better. The subwoofer frick. So with Roscoe, I think I want to be able to get in there. Hit that nerd. He doesn't footwork away, that's interesting. Interesting. Break this guy's shield? I don't think so. You motherfucker. Dog killing bastard. Well, those chances should have been really high. He's our best. You have 283s and one of them missed. The lads are making this a lot harder than it needs to be by not hitting their shots. There we go. Hit. Off with his head. Yes. Crunch. Fucking bastards have killed 2 dogs now. I mean, yes and no. I've been very underwhelmed with Backstabber. I've taken it on a couple of mace guys. It just doesn't... I mean, almost all of the battles you fight are line battles, so... I don't know. I'd have to make more of an effort to try to get more out of Backstabber. I just find that most of the battles are line battles where you aren't getting anything out of Backstabber. And by the time you do get something out of Backstabber, the fight is won. And then you don't really need it. Oof. The run is going really well. I mean, we're deep in, or like 290 something days in. Oh, look, Wolfric, you can make an argument for every single perk in the game for being great. It's just, I mean, as always, it's not just a discussion of what does the perk give you. You also have to weigh up which other perk are you then not taking. Wait a second, every head you collect, we got 0 for that. Okay, that's interesting to know. So today I learned enemy mercenaries do not count towards heads for a patrol. Nice, we got another warbow. Don't need any of this stuff. I will be taking Underdog on my guys who have to hold the flanks. Underdog's very good skill. What's the tool situation like? 72, not terrible. I like the city. We're getting reasonably priced ammo all the time, which is super important. Tool situation. 20, that leaves 50, so I think we can repair our legendary armor now. Jack, nice. Needs fatigue. Oh yeah, you don't normally take Backstabber. Well, I mean, I thought of that as well. I mean, I think because I've got one mace guy left over. Was it? Yeah, Silius Sodus actually has Backstabber, but because of how I've had to protect him by having him go into that spot, it's just like it's an underwhelming perk. I wish instead I had taken something like Executioner or got Steelbrow. With 76 and 62, arguably I could have given him dodge for the extra 9 fence at the beginning. So you see the guys who hold the flanks, they're the ones who have Underdog, but we're going to change the way we level here. Roskar gets retired, then there's going to be this new David Einhardt, this new hammer guy. He's going to have Underdog, and he's going to hold that outside flank, and the other new hammer guy, Sir Tubrek, will be leveled the same. Like these guys here, you could make an argument for needing Underdog as well, but they're never really going to be surrounded by more than 3 people, and they're swinging in an arc anyway. Few Master Archers, Brigand Leaders, Marksmen, Raiders. That's a lot of Raider nerds. Oh, more zombies. 3 heads. 23, 24, 25. This should be all that we need. We've got the Bannerman, Sergeant, got ourselves. Another user. Need to replace a few dogs though. I've lost all my dogs. We should have enough ranged fighters here though that we can back ourselves to kill that necromancer fairly easily. Indeed, and we all we need is 20 heads, so we should be fine there. I might want to actually put my archers on the outside flank so they can run around and try to get an angle on the necromancer. But with their range, they are reasonably spread out enough. Hold, boys, have to make the first move. Unless we can get Birdie out. There he is. Okay. I kind of want my front line to grab that spot there. Put my archers up here. We shouldn't have any trouble taking down the necromancer. And then it becomes a lot easier. It's always great when you get a battlefield that gives you a nice little bit of structure you can work around like that. I've got a lot of changes I need to make to the team setup here. Once it's done, we should have a fairly formidable group. Lord Nasty, you don't have to have the high ground, I don't think. Be brave, boys. Good job. Nice resisting. Ah! Nice. And for the finisher. Ah! Raymond nailed him. Boys, what is this? Geists are such a pain in the ass to kill. Come on! Yes, Lelouch. Well done, my man. Well done. Whips for the win. What? Oh, he's already used his action this turn. Crunch! What? Herc? Physic count. What's up, dude? Oh, okay, it's a bot. Hello, Herc Physic, is it a bot? You're about to design a custom overlay. Wow, I'm so lucky. Oh, lucky am I. I have my own personal bot. For fuck's sake, that Geist has dodged like 6 shots in a row now. Indeed, whips are so good, but you can't beat a good Warhammer. See, this is the one thing that I want to see. I really wish you could actually get the log of what the chance was to be able to, bring someone's morale back. So I hate not knowing how close I was to actually being able to get someone's morale back. In a 4 square, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to move 2 squares, so I can't use raise morale. There we go, finally. Come on, George Warhammer, you're a freaking, you're a legend, dude. You've been in this group for how long? Still scared of a little ghost. Well, look, the thing is, I'm okay with the rolls as long as I know what it is. I mean, hell, I play Blood Bowl for God's sake, so that's the most frustrating, dice rolling game. But the reason I want to know is so that I know how far off am I from having a decent sergeant, Crunch. Smack. That's true, Ulfric, yeah. So I very often catch myself thinking like, the brother who's fleeing has 50 resolve, but then I forget that his resolve gets reduced when he's fleeing. If there was some way to get a second battle standard, that would make a huge difference. Out of 20, let's go get paid. Any level ups? Sergeant. And Darion is at level 11. I think I have to take the +3 on that. And the fatigue to get him to 70. So defensively he's not great, but it's all about the resolve. Like 112 is not great for level 11, but he's a sergeant. My bannerman has much higher resolve. What does he need? I think it's worth getting Berserk. I think Berserk and Bags and Belts. Bags and Belts for the support items, and Berserk because he's got high enough melee skill that he could be decent with the sword. Now I can have him carry Noble Sword and support item. Excellent. Which then puts him very much in line with the way that the Bannerman gets. Well, I think he's Sergeant in Andiran isn't really worth even trying to throw weapons or shoot any crossbows. $118 and 106. It's pretty okay for a Bannerman Sergeant combo. It's average. So I ended up not taking a weapon specialization on my sergeant there, but I think that's fine. Orc scouts. You haven't seen scouts before. I mean, that sergeant's going to be stabbing with a pike, which is fatigue neutral. Sir Magnus the Returned. Ooh. 7 to 10 fallen heroes, though, is no joke. We'll come back there and clear that out on our next patrol mission. I need to refamiliarize myself with the southern part of the map so that I can know where I'm going to have the best chance of getting tools at a price that isn't completely extortionate. I mean, 305, I kind of got to pay, I have to pay that just because I'm struggling so much to get my hands on any tools at all. Okay, I didn't know that. Champs can disappear. I mean, given that there's a necromancer there, and there's a bunch of fallen heroes, it's worth getting both my archers to level 11 first, just to make sure that I can back myself to take out that necromancer really, really quick. Because if you've got fallen heroes that get possessed with like a fighting axe or a big old sword, it can get very ugly very quickly. A Dawnthal, I think I can do that. Yeah, perfect. Your distance, nerd. We should actually be due for the third late game crisis to start soon. It's going to be undead. We've already had the Civil War as our first one, and the Greenskins as the second one. Crown's well deserved. What we really need now is well supplied. That takes us to. Let's stock up here while we can. We need well supplied. That takes us to a place that has a weaponsmith or an armorer. Greenskin Horde, fine. It just so happens I'm a greenskin killing expert. Where Grutnum? That. Other end of the fucking map, for God's sake. And so you've already found 5 of the 8 that we need. 1 marksman, a leader. Whoa. Here's the first hint that we are getting very close to the late game crisis. Necromancer, lots of ancient legionaries. Let's take this guy down just in case that there's the leader is carrying a weapon that I might want. I can indeed sell there, but I've found that with the Peasant Militia, a lot of the times it doesn't quite make sense money-wise because you have to pay so much because you've got 16 lads. We should also keep eyes out for any unhold. We need to farm a few unhold bones. Trevor Belmont there does not have unhold bones on his armor. Great shot, Raymar. Y'all no helmet raider, eh? I think I've seen one famed weapon on a leader, but it's definitely a lot less common. Was it a champion? Actually, I think it was a champion that I'm thinking of. I'm almost fairly sure that it's now only on champions. Unlucky. Yeah, I'm almost entirely sure it's only champions. Yeah, we can deal with that. We can sneak up there. Or I could just shoot him in his stupid brigand face. Double kill with a crossbow. And actually, like with Sealant now, I still regret why I leveled him. He doesn't need crossbow mastery. I mean, it's okay. But if you look at Lord Nasty, our other ninja, any damage he does with his crossbow is great. And I mean, 50% of 30 to 70 going through armor is wonderful anyway. And then the damage that he does with his throwing weapons, just wait till he hits level 11 and he has crippling strikes and executioner and killing frenzy. And it's barbarian heavy weapons. God forbid he ever finds a legendary throwing weapon. I'm still pretty convinced we can hit 150 on ranged weapons per hit. And then like even like with my specialist archer, like a throwing weapon here is a better bet. Let's just check the hit chances. So 75 with a quick shot and 89 with the javelin. That's been the biggest thing for me, is appreciating just how good throwing weapons are. It is modern, but I just finished a major project at work, so I'm just kind of fucking off the rest of the day. Nasty, get in there. Time is it? I stream for like another 45 minutes. I'll do one more episode after this, and then I need to go to the gym and do some other work. But I'm still streaming this evening. But because I've done Battle Brothers now, this evening we can do just Blood Bowl. We can do the other 3 matches of that human team. So actually, I'm gonna have to. I will still talk to your friend, and thanks for the hookup. It's just a question of timing. So I was thinking about, because I mean it's gonna cost X amount of money, and I mean my channel is still so tiny that it kind of doesn't matter just yet. The point is, it's gonna have to wait another month or 2. I'm trying to work off some credit card debt first. What's up, Spunk? I was just saying to Martin B that I finished a major project at work. So I'm just kind of fucking off for the rest of the afternoon. As far as work is concerned, I'm attending a conference on the Banks Act. What's annoying is it has so little application to me and my work, and if I have to know it, I can just study the act myself. Crunch. Stab him. And this evening we're going to play Blood Bowl. I've been super disappointed with the way our human team has gone. But we had 2 very rough matches last night. picks are the worst. I said it before, I'll say it again. These tier 3 fighting spears are money well spent. Turns what is otherwise a not very scary brother into someone who can do some real work. So Spunkmire, I don't know if you remember a little, when I actually started this campaign, I concurrently had a cultist run going. I think I tried 3 times with cultists and failed all 3 times. So I certainly do want to try cultists, but honestly for my next playthrough I'm kind of leaning towards the Northern Raiders. Just because I've experimented with it a little bit offline, and I love the way it affects the economy, especially in the super early game. It's really interesting having one house or 2 houses being completely aggro to you. And then actually taking fights against enemy trade caravans from early on is really good for your economy. I suppose it is rough, but I mean, that is the default, so you should be accustomed to it. Look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fighting axes spare. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 great axes spare. A 12 and no reserves. Oh yeah. Oof. I mean, you can still field 12 men on the field of battle though. It just means it's a little bit harder for those missions where you have to, like, you know, those Civil War missions where you got to do 3 battles in a row. Sparrow 4, shall we give you the other hunting, the other warbow? I mean, you wouldn't be able to shoot at full range, but I think the 15 minus 3, 3 times 6 is 18, so it's at minus 3. If I used aimed shot, it's plus 10, minus 2 per tile. Actually, the crossbow is even more accurate. I'm the same, Spunkmire. The lone wolf background does nothing for me. You just start with one super strong guy. Cool, but alright. Oh, that looks cool. The little checkers is very nice. My next playthrough though is probably going to be cultists. I really want to make sure. I want to get into the late game with the cultists, and I just find it so interesting. Cultist playthrough, super interesting. I'm just going to wear that coat of plates. I don't actually need anyone to wear it. That's 300 to 237. That's a good upgrade for him there. But that's actually, look at that. Look at the difference. The only thing is the armor attachment, which replaced it, reduces range damage to the body by 20%. The lighter coat of plates is actually superior. It's 4 less fatigue for 20 more body armor. Just that coat of plates with the fur looks badass. A quick dagger check. Does everyone have daggers? Yes. Even a rondel there, yes. Dagger there, dagger there. There. What nasty. What do you need in that spot? A throwing net, but in the absence of a throwing net, maybe a throwing spear? So, Spunkmire, with the way that the levels go up with those Dovecool lads, the Prophet of Dovecool is the highest level you get to. But does that mean that all of the rest of your lads can only go to the one tier below Prophet of Dovecool, like, you know, Fervent of Dovecool or whatever they're called? Because that's my understanding then. So you can't have, like, you know, 12 Prophets of Dovecool. Yeah, everyone is almost fully kitted out. We've got loads of stuff we can sell. Do I even need these brigands? Just marksmen and raiders. No, there's no need to fight there. We'll stop in at Schnellmark and sell some stuff. I don't think it is random. My understanding was it was usually the highest level among your guys. Oh. Cha-ching. I can even squeeze out some profit out of this ale, but I need that. I'm going to turn all of those into antidote potions. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. It seems crazy, but I can actually sell this. I don't need that. Don't need it at all. We've got a week worth of food. Medical supplies are too expensive. But we still should be fishing for some better lads. But maybe not just yet. I think once... Where is he? Once David Einart is 11. Once some of these guys are level 11, then we can put them permanently on the front line, retire some of the frontline guys. I'm actually thinking what I want to do is, it's going to take a long time to get it done, but my shield breakers, where are they? They've served their purpose, they've been wonderful since the beginning, but now that we're going to have two-handed axe users on the front line, they can do the breaking of the shields. We can retire our shield breakers with a nice pension, and then replace them with bullhook users. And I think the bullhooks are going to do more damage than the long axes, for sure, especially if I can get my hands on a crypt cleaver. 2 guys with crypt cleavers are going to be freaking devastating. I look forward to doing that. I'm confused now. Where are my shield breakers? Archer? Oh, there he is. Yes, the shield breakers will wear the conical helmets just to make them easier to spot. That famed two-handed cleaver is in the ice cave, isn't it? But have I found the ice cave yet? I think, yeah, there it is. We could go do that. I mean, out of all of my guys that I have, I would back Trevor Belmont with his 86 melee skill and iron lungs. It would have been 91 if it wasn't for his drunkard, but that just gives him extra damage. 83, 71, 79. David Einart, when he hits level 11, is going to be actually more dangerous than Trevor Belmont. And I do want 2 of those two-handed cleavers, because remember, I've got 2 cleaver specialists, the torturers. And when they're fighting big hordes of zombies, they don't need the shield, so just the extra damage from the cleaver will be pretty amazing. I think a base crypt cleaver is 65 to 80, and you can attack up to 3 times a turn if you proc berserk. But when it comes to squashing undead and destroying, they're called again, ancient dead and all that type of stuff, you can't do better than a warhammer. Okay, 55 minutes. Take a break. When we come back, marauding greenskins.